I don't care. So, but I've had a girl one time. I went over there, man. There was 5 dudes talking to her. I knew one of them. I used to, I don't know, long story. So I knew one of them, but he didn't know I was there. You know, I didn't even know those guys were there. And you know, long story short, I seen him, and I didn't say nothing at first. How you guys doing? I'm Bronson Becerra.
And I'm Christian White.
Welcome to the Bronson and Christian Talk. So, how's the week been treating you, bro?
This is actually an even better intro that we did. We had to take a few takes because we were interrupted by, let's say, some noise outside.
AKA the ice cream truck.
I cannot believe I haven't seen one in years.
Yeah, like, so I live in a new development area, and it's like maybe 65, 70% done. And it is actually gated community over here. It's just not completely gated yet. So the dude's been able to, I guess, swerve his way in. But hey,
I was like, where's that sound coming from?
I even asked him, I was like, get your phone. Kind of stupid because your phone's right there, like recording. But like, I was like, what the hell is that? And then you started laughing, and I'm like, what the heck? I never thought I was going to be the ice cream man. So,
well, we sent the attack dogs out, so we're good now.
Poor guy. Him and his family are out there. But yeah. So how's the week been treating you, man?
You know, week's been pretty good. I know it's kind of cliche. I'm just kind of, you know, like overall, you know, I feel like most people's weeks are pretty good considering, like, knock on wood, you know, we're alive, we're healthy, we're in the U.S., we're U.S. citizens, you know, we've got a lot going for all of us, despite things may not be exactly as we want it to be in such in life and perhaps in different areas. But, you know, excited that this license that we've been, you know, working on for some time, Bronson, have been, that it's finally kind of materializing. Yep. And hoping that this, you know, VA thing will be able to expedite it. So anyhow, time will tell.
Yeah, man. Did you shoot any more of your podcasts this week, or?
Yeah, you know, I did. I'm happy to say that I had former Chief Paco Balderrama on the show.
Oh, wow.
I also had David Tongipa, who was running for state assembly. He was on the podcast a couple days ago. And then I had some other people, but people wouldn't know about unless you're in a certain industry. So,
right.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
Yeah. It was interesting hearing his take on it. And
wait, now that's the guy of recent that's been in the news and stuff like that. Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now he's in, I believe, Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, so I just been, you know, grinding. Same old thing for me. Back at school, the kids are busy through the week. Sports, I mean, the businesses, you know, like he was saying, with our other business filing, licensing and push through, it's just things take time. A little frustrating, but it's okay. So, you know, we're almost at the home stretch right now with the business and stuff. So, I'm just excited for it to come about. A lot of work, a lot of hard work, but it's all gonna pan out, you know, the way it needs to. And but yeah, and you know, we had a good time with me, our other business partner, his girlfriend, and our other friend, you know, having drinks. You know, we all don't get together that often, so it was kind of good to hang out, you know, and socialize, and you know, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah, I appreciate you encouraging me to get out of the house. I've really enjoyed, especially this year. I think it's because of, you know, just constantly going out, socializing the past 2 years previously.
You're like, going hard.
I'm just like so over just going out. Like seriously, like, you know, people say like, oh, is something going on? Is it this? Is that? It's like, no, it's none of that. I literally enjoy just being by myself. Right. I'm really enjoying it. Just working and being alone and going on walks and working out and doing my thing.
100%. And I'm all for that. I support them 110%. I know some people get a little flustered maybe. But it's good to have, and I've talked about this with Christian, to have your time, your season of just doing you. I think we all do. Sometimes you need some self-reflecting. You need a week, a day, a month, 2 months, like whatever you want. It's your time to get yourself in shape mentally and physically and maybe financially too, depending on people's situations, right? So I've been there. I was battling a lot of stuff for a couple years, you know, and I was up, downs, and all arounds. But, you know, like you, I went really hard. I went like too hard. And sometimes it's almost like a good thing so you can get all your like wiggles out, I guess. You know, you're just, now everything's like you met us up for drinks and stuff. And that's why, you know, Christian was just saying, you know, he's glad that I reached out and encouraged them. It's not like I don't encourage Christian, hey, come on, let's go get fucked up. Like, just, I even told you, like, you don't have to drink. Just come out, man. Just be around people you care about that care about you. It's just a good thing to have that social connection with people, and you don't have to. It doesn't have to be intense, But Christian, and whatever he wants to do, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have kids or all this other shit going on. He's in his own world, doing his own thing. But I was like, you know what? I had my kids. It's like if I could put my kids aside in the sense of, because one was at practice, the other one was hanging out with his grandma, so I kind of got blessed to have a couple hours to myself. If I can get some time, I was like, Christian can too. So I was like, man, get your butt out here, like, come hang out with us. And it was good. You were there for like less than 2 hours. It wasn't even like crazy long time, but it was fun. Like I feel like it's good to socialize with people and break up that monotony of just like repetitiveness of like, especially you doing all those podcasts, just slinging them out. Like, yeah, you're doing a lot. So, I know it can be kind of draining,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, especially this week. I shared with you I was having a hard time sleeping the last couple days, and yesterday I slept half the day, and I was still tired. And so I'm thankful that today, like I'm 90% there, functioning, which is good considering the other day I just feel like an absolute zombie. But yeah, I'm just realizing, hey, it's just good to have that reset. I know I kind of sound redundant, but I just can't emphasize it. Unless it's like an emergency where it's like I have to go do something, then I'll fucking go do it.
Right.
Like, then, like obviously there's a time and a place, but like just having this, I'll call it a Jocko discipline mindset where it's like, I'm just going to do it. I don't care if I'm a zombie and I'm just going to, it's like, no, it's like, go take a nap.
Right.
Like,
right.
like just go take if you can take a break, go take a break. If you can't and you have one emergency and one fire, then you got to do what you got to do. But, I'm in a position where thankfully that, what, if I'm a zombie, I'm going to go take a cat nap and I'm going to see if that recharges me. So.
Yeah. The other day I got mad because I fell asleep for like an hour and a half. I was pissed, but my body needed it. I'm not one to I'll take like a 15-minute, 20-minute. I'm good. I feel like if I sleep longer than that, unless I'm actually trying to get some rest, I wake up like with a headache. I feel more drained. I don't like that feeling. Now, do you think it's due to just the workload you've been doing with the podcast and editing, or do you feel like maybe like, not to put his business out there, do you think your T levels are low or your energy levels have been low? Like, I mean, especially if you're eating right and you get enough rest, just testosterone level. Do you feel like, have you ever got tested for that?
I have not done that.
I mean, still, you're still in your early 30s, but you never know. Your T levels can drop, depending. And that's something I've been wanting to do. I mean, of course, what I do, I'm training for obvious reasons. One, I don't have a good regimen like this gentleman right here. He has a great setup, but mine's crap due to my not being consistent with my sleep. But and then I'll eat kind of late. And that's just due to because my kids. Everything I'm doing, he gets home after 7:30 from practice, and then we kind of eat together. But yeah, and then last night I kind of went to sleep early, even though I ate a whole carton of ice cream.
What kind of ice cream?
So it was chocolate peanut butter with Reese's.
That sounds pretty good. You know what else is really good that I tried was pistachio ice cream.
Really? Man, I've heard that a few times in the past couple of months for some reason. I'm like, or past month, people have been talking about it. I'm like, what's so great about it? Like, what the heck? I mean, it doesn't sound appealing to me.
Well, here's the thing: it's quote unquote pistachio ice cream, but it's got I'm blanking out right now. It's got almond in there.
Oh, almonds, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is good, and it's like a sweet almond. Like I'm trying to describe it. It was so damn good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it, man. I'm huge on like the peanut butters and the fudges. Like I usually have peanut butter fudge and it has chunks of peanut butter in there. Way better than the Reese's. The Reese's, it was good. But it tasted, ice cream's garbage, obviously, right? But I like, in my mind at least, when there's like the peanut butter chunks, it seems more natural, right? I don't know, just kind of funky. But the Reese's was like, it was good, but I ate the whole damn thing, so of course it was delicious. But like, I might get diabetes from that because I ate the whole thing, dude. Like the amount of sugar, there's probably a couple 100 grams of sugar in there.
So a comment I was going to make as an alternative, because I love ice cream and I like sweets too, like anyone else. Although I don't really eat a whole lot of sweets, simply because I'm just not around it.
Right.
But I have found that certain yogurt, like if you get like Icelandic yogurt, like the what's it called, Siggies or Sigs? Have you
I know
seen that before?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And you get that, and it's strained in such a way, like it's creamy, or it's almost reminiscent of ice cream.
Oh, really?
And then you can dress it up. You could put, you could drizzle like honey or whatever, like chocolate or caramel or something, and it replicates it. But it's obviously a lot healthier.
Yeah, I just, man, like, well, I have yogurts and stuff. It's like the regular, I have like cherry, blueberry, and it's great, but it's because I just do it for the protein aspects of it. But I try not to eat ice cream. Like, if it's not here, I won't get it. The only splurge that I do often that I get myself is Diet Cokes. That's like, I don't buy candy.
I think you're gonna turn into Diet Coke.
Dude, if I do, I drink myself.
You drink his blood.
Yes, it'd be delicious. But yeah, no, I that's like my I don't drink regular soda. Dude, it's crazy. You drink Diet Coke, you won't drink regular Coke. It's just way too sweet. So, and everybody's like, why do you like Diet Coke? It's not that good. Stop drinking regular soda and stop eating sweets. Consistently drink Diet Coke and then try to eat sweets and stuff. It's way too sugary. Like, it's just, you can say, that's why the Reese's, I just had this thing where I'm like, I just needed something ice cold and refreshing and good, and all I had was water, and even though that's ice cold and refreshing, I wanted some...
No excuse.
Yeah, I wanted junk. I'm just being honest. I wanted to tear that ass up. I'm just being honest. I love ice cream, man, and it loves me.
Parental advisory.
Yeah, where's the thingy at? But anyways...
we hit the right button this time.
Yeah, I was just hoping that was the right one. But yeah, man... But yeah, other than that, like, I've been kind of back on my eating right, getting my eggs in the morning with fruit, and then like my snacks at work would be like I'd get a Diet Coke, obviously, but like fruit, beef jerky, stuff like that, yogurts. I don't do anything like, I haven't had like Taco Bell in like 12 years. I don't eat McDonald's. I don't even eat In-N-Out. Like, it's good, but I don't like crave. Oh man, I want In-N-Out. Like, Chipotle's like my junk food, and people give me a hard time. I know it's not Mexican food. Who the heck think it's Mexican food, right? Like, I go there because it's a healthy rice, steak or chicken with pico and some cheese and guac. Like, that's just a healthy alternative. And that's where I get my calories, especially doing landscaping shit, which you'll start understanding, like, you're going to be starving and you're not going to be like, oh, I want McDonald's. You're still going to have that mindset of like eating correctly, right? Well, Chipotle hits all those factors of like protein, carbs, healthy fats. So I'm just like, that's I've been on that for like 12 years.
So let me ask you this: how are the scoops? How are the servings?
Oh, they're as good as I want them to be.
They're not skipping on you?
Hell no, man.
That's become like a thing on TikTok, I've heard.
Yeah, man, this goes to kind of what we talked about on the not last podcast, or was it the last podcast or one prior where we talked about how the generation expects like this is owed to me shit. And it's kind of the same thing. It's like, you don't see older people doing that. You see the younger people complaining and crying about, this is too much, or why am I not? Just ask, can I please get more? You heard it, please?
Pretty please.
Yeah, pretty please. Can you give me some more? If not, I can look at you all weird and maybe you'll do it then. I don't know. But I just ask, I'll just be like, usually I'll be like, can I get steak or chicken? And then I get steak and chicken. Then I'm like, oh, kind of a little more? Put a little more. I'm like, actually, can I get double? He's got 3 scoops right there. But, they're usually pretty cool with me. Obviously, I'm there. I haven't actually been going as much. I've only went twice this week. And, usually I was going like 5 times a week, at least.
If people weren't aware, Bronson is a shareholder in Chipotle. So
yeah, that's why I got all this money. Said nobody. But yeah, no, like I just really like it. Honestly, I don't get like $300 to $400 worth of groceries. I'll get like $150 of groceries, which isn't crazy a lot. And then because I know me and the boys just get Chipotle, there's all of our calories right there. As long as we have a solid breakfast, Drake will have his protein shake in the morning, a scoop or 2 depending with fruit that I give him. DC's will have 2 whole eggs. And we get these organic eggs like $15 for like 12. It's crazy. But and it even like tells you the space. Like each chicken has like 120 or 130 feet of its own range. So I really want quality eggs, obviously, and so he'll have that with fruit and stuff like that, and then they have his lunch is like Drake's lunch is like he just wants a peanut butter sandwich, a natural peanut butter, not like Jiffy and crap like that with all this hydrogenated oils and all the other crap. And if people don't know what that does, it inflames. Like you get so much inflammation from that stuff. Like it's really bad. Think about it. Where do you think it's peanut oil, right? Like They're just, they're trying to find any way with the leftover of something, even with crushed bone, right? Like they want to squeeze everything they can out of literally to make a buck. So they don't, I mean, why need all these oils? Like, you know what I mean? You don't need all this crap. And they put it in everything. And Chipotle, that's their only bad ingredient. Because a buddy of mine used to work there, Amadeo. He's like, that's the only bad ingredient is they do put like oils in there and stuff like that in their food. But anyways, yeah. So other than that, my son likes peanut butter and like natural peanut butter, and then I give him protein bars, and he plays basketball, so he needs the calories, but it's good calories. And then Rush, he'll just have like the sandwich, his chips, his protein bar, fruit, water. We never have juices here. Like we never have sugar crap like that. Yes, we have ice cream, but that's not an everyday thing. That's when we have guy night, we'll have a movie and just splurge and have fun. And we're owed that because they work out every single day with me here. They do it themselves in their rooms, and then that's not counting Drake has practice Monday through Thursday, and then sometimes he has 0 period where he has to go in training, and and he has weightlifting at PE for second period. So he's constantly busy. So they're owed to get those extra calories and sugar and carbs. So, but yeah, if it's not here, this kind of was like on base. Like if it's not here, I'm not going to eat it. So my go-to is like Chipotle or a Diet Coke, and I feel like those aren't even junk in my mind. You know what I mean? What's your go-to like junk? You're like, okay, I want this. Like I'm craving it. What do you usually crave that's out of the norm?
Well, I mean, out of the norm to other people or just me? You're okay.
Yeah, like it's not like the healthy food you eat. They're like, okay, this is what I want. Like, do you want a Snicker bar? Or
gotcha. Yeah. So what would I mean, like dark chocolate?
Anything. Oh, dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate is good. I mean, I enjoy that. I mean, I have ice cream, although it's kind of rare for me to have ice cream. It's only like it's a birthday. I'll have some. And I'm trying to think of what else.
Like you don't get Mexican food and nachos. You don't get like
no. I mean, although I like that stuff, I haven't. Yeah, I just haven't. I'm trying to think here. Like sweets wise, yeah. I guess like. Oh, I like doing like acai kind of bowls.
Oh, okay.
I like kind of doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, and those are still healthy. They do have sugar, a lot of sugar in them.
They're caloric.
But
almond or peanut butter.
But see, that's the thing. When you have that mindset, especially like us who always been in the gym. I've been in the gym since. Who was I talking to today about it? They were like, "Oh, what gym do you go to?" I was like, "GB3 since I was 16."
That was Bronson's 3-hour conversation. He got stuck in.
Yeah. Oh man, no, that was. Yeah, I got stuck. My buddy, man, shout out to my buddy. But like a 40-minute conversation, I was like, I'm gonna die now. It was a long conversation, but sometimes you get, how it is. You get sidetracked. Like if I talk to Christian, it's different. That's like we're friends, and this is different. You don't get all pissed like fuck. I messed up my workout. Good thing I was at the end of it. Like I was pretty much already done. But even when you're done, you're tired. That's almost actually worse than during your workout. It's still bad because you're wasting your time. But when you're done, you're leaving for a purpose. You're tired. So when you catch someone when you're done, you're like, dude, can you please shut that up? Like, please. Like, but you don't want to interrupt him because you don't see him often. You're trying to be nice. And yeah, I was stressing out. But great guy. Good dude. But yeah, I've been, since I've been training and I was involved with personal training for so many years, it's like an automatic. That's why with ice cream, I always get the chocolate peanut butter fudge because in my mind, and I might have said this on a prior podcast, but like my mind was like, there's protein in it. So why would I get like Rocky Road or why, even though it does have peanuts in it, so there's protein. But like, why would I get like cookies and cream stuff? Like it's just pure sugar. There's no type of protein. And in my mind as a bodybuilder working out, I was like, okay, at least there's some protein, so there's not too much guilt with it. So that's how I kind of started. But I like a lot of ice cream, but I don't really like to eat random ice cream. If it's not that, I don't want it, to be honest. Like I won't go out of my way to go get it at the store ever. So it just depends. But yeah, man, like today I had breakfast and then I had Chipotle and that's it. And honestly, I might not even eat. I'm not even hungry. Think about like, if you know anything about calories or protein, anything like that, if you're eating a Chipotle bowl and you get double rice, double chicken, double steak, I mean, you ain't gonna be hungry for a minute. Like I can be good for the rest of the day and just fast until like 7 a.m. or 6 tomorrow. I'll wake up like 5, but then I'll eat around 6.
So how many calories is in that Chipotle bowl? Like 2,500 or something?
No, not even that. It's way less than that. Believe it or not, the burrito has more simply because of the carbs from the tortilla, right? There's a couple hundred calories in that tortilla. A bowl, believe it or not, it's like 900 to about 1150. Believe it or not.
With double.
See, with double,
Probably 15, 16.
yeah, I would say at most 15. I don't see it being a 2,000 calorie. I mean, unless you got guac and like the tortilla with it on the side and chips, which I don't really eat tortillas. I do like their chips though. They're like a hit and miss. Sometimes it's like, have you ever had them where they're like stale?
Salty lime. Oh,
They're like stale though, and they're like not a good crunch to it. Man, that's still worse. That'll be pissing me off.
I like my chips where there's a little bit of I don't know how else to say it. Like they're not completely dry, is what I'm getting at.
Right. No, I get you.
That it's there's like some moisture locked in it where it just tastes better.
Right.
You know, it's a little salt, a little bit of lime.
Well, I mean, with like Chipotle chips right there, they put all the lime stuff in there. But sometimes I feel like if it's sitting for too long and that lime juice is in there sitting into the chip, it stales it just a tad bit, and there's not a good crunch to it. I like a good crunch. It's a damn chip. You know, I want to eat bread. You know what I mean? So, but to each his own with that. But do you feel like because even if you guys who know Christian and you look at him now, it's kind of hard because he has a beard now, but his face is more dialed in because he used to have some fluff to it for the Newport social group. And you know, I don't know if I want to tell a story, but
sure, why not?
I'll never forget. We were at his birthday here, and this is when I knew he was going hard. Like he was just.
I know where he's going.
He was going hard, and we were out with friends, and we were having all a good time. And I'll never forget. He just bought it was like a new blazer too. He's looking sharp. Big ass pizza stain just all over his shirt.
Oh man!
And then he's like, just puts his hands up like he just made a goal. Like, man, I drink for a living, man. And I'm just like. I was laughing so hard, and he was so serious. And I was like, "Oh man, my guy's not here right now. So please leave your name and number after the beep."
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Yeah,
it was funny, man. But so he was more a little fluff. He wasn't like fat. He was just like a little bit more, fullness to him. And now the guy looks in great shape. You know, you're taking care of yourself a lot better. But again, that's what happens when even if you're going out 2 or 3 times a week, you're going out at least 3 or 4 times a week doing stuff, huh? Like that it's not the alcohol that messes you up. It's the alcohol with the food that you get with it, the carbs, obviously, with that, and then spending all the money, and then the stress, and then the sleepless nights, and the grind of the hustle, and it's like you're looking pretty like drained. Like you look still drained a little bit, but no more. But that's because you're putting in work. But nowhere near where he used to look. He had you look healthy. You look healthy now.
Thanks. I mean that's an understatement. Yeah, I saw some of the reels, I did like on Instagram, and yeah, it's just kind of like a poofiness. But now when I look at people, you can tell. It's funny, like even if you just look at a headshot, you can tell what kind of shape they're in because you can see the cheekbone.
Mine. I hold a lot of water retention in my face. Just
I've never heard someone say that.
No, because that's just the body. I would look. So for those that know, I always wanted to be a bodybuilder. Like I always wanted to be like this buff guy, but I'm not like the tallest person, so I look like a giant turd walking around. So I never really got crazy. I think the heaviest I was like 193, 194, and at my height, that's like kind of a lot. So now I'm like I weighed myself today. I'm 179, 178. So I want to get down to like 170. But like I hold like some people in their face, some people holding their back. Some people holding their legs. Like one of my buddies, like, dude, I hold it in my thighs, and I think it's his thighs and his back or something. And like girls, that's why they get a lot of flab right here. Some girls will hold it in their triceps, their love handles, their butt. Where us guys usually it's our love handles. For me, it's my face. Like I hold a lot of like I don't know why, sucks. So then you be dieting down, you look like crap. Your face looks like crap. But and the beard makes it look a little bit more. I don't know, fluffy. But then you get guys who have beards that have, I've said this before, they'll get the beards, but they have like no chin underneath, but they look like they have a chin. I think I put on my Instagram like a couple of weeks ago, I put a picture with me, no beard, and I have a chin. A lot of these dudes, like I've seen, what's his name? The dude with the big old beard, and he had all the girls all the time on yachts. And he used
Dan Blazarian.
Yeah, dude, he has no chin.
Really?
It's weird, dude. Hey man, shout out to that guy. He's doing great in life, I guess. But it doesn't look like him. When we're done, Google it. You're gonna be like, what the heck? No wonder he keeps the beard, because that beard's like crazy, man. Like
Jay Leno chanted it there, you would think.
no, dude,
But there isn't, yeah.
You want to hit him right in the nose. You try to hit him in the chin, it's like, it's gonna miss. It's gonna miss, dude. But yeah, it's funny when people do that. They're like, and you know, I'm not even trying to knock it. Like, whatever. If you like the style, you like the style. But anyways, back to the point. You definitely look better now. You look healthier. You know, it's just. But it's crazy because I didn't really realize it either. Being around you, because that's kind of what you're looking like. You know, it was like the norm. And then all of a sudden, over time, looking at the videos that we're doing, like, oh, this guy, Christian's kind of getting in shape in his face. You know, he's starting to look a little bit more detailed. So, you know, but that's what happens when you take care of yourself. You stop going out, drinking as much. That means you're not going to, like, look, if I go out and I drink more than 3 or 4 drinks, I'm going to want to eat afterwards to soak it all up, right? And so then I'm going to go get Mexican food. That's literally the only thing open, not Taco Bell, but like some Mexican food, you know, and then that's just thousands of calories right there, and soda, and it's just junk, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think it's so important to take care of yourself, you know, physically, man. Like it like I said, you look way better now. So.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I just cannot believe. I mean, and what I was doing is not just unique to just me. I mean, it's amazing how many people, they just go out like all the time. Like all the time.
Gotta remember
constantly.
where you're at though.
Yeah.
You know, and not even just where you're at, but, and of course, for one, that you can afford it, right? And 2, you'll be with one set of people, and then you don't see them, right? Then you go out with another set of people, and then another set, and then you go back to that first set from a few days ago because they didn't do anything, but they want to hang out with you. You're like, oh crap, this is the 4th day. Here I go again. That's where you got caught up in all this stuff. And then because you didn't really do it here before you left, you went, Christian was like the polar opposite. Literally. Like, if you guys didn't know him, he was like, you know, I guess you would say a square in a good way. Working, doing his thing, keeping to himself, go to bed probably before 9. Then he went out till like 9 in the morning and drinking all the time. And, you know, he just did a complete 180. Like, it was crazy. But now I feel like now you're going to have a better balance. You know when to go and enjoy yourself, and then but chill. And then once, you know, the other business starts, you're going to go back to being really busy again, even more so. But then you might want to have a time to be able to go somewhere. You know, I think you'll actually go out, not go out, but it's kind of like dinner and a drink or 2. I feel like that's the best thing. No one, dude, we don't need to be at the club all the time or nothing like that. That's, for me, I'm away from that. Like, if it happens for like a birthday, you know, that's where that person wants to go, that's different. For me, unless it's Vegas or something, you know, I mean, that's a little different, or going out of town or out of the country or somewhere fun. But it's like a dog chasing the tail. And I'm not knocking the club stuff, because I think it can be fun, man. And there's a time in your life when you do that all the time. And as long as it's like anything else, as long as you don't beat the shit out of it, because I know club owners and think they're great. That's, you know, I mean, I think it's amazing, you know, it's a hard life for sure. So shout out to the guys that are, you know, club owners. You know, it's a lot of work, because then you got to maintain the restaurant that it's in too. If it's a restaurant and a club, you know, so my hat's off to them, especially if they've been in business for 15, 20 years. Like, dude, that's saying something, you know? So it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, but I do agree. You don't really have to like go out and, you know, because I know you're not really a big fan of it now. But like, back to what he's saying, he's not a big fan of it because he went hard for 2 years. Going 2 years in anything that hard, especially drinking and going out to the clubs and restaurants and partying and hosting, that has to be tiring. You know, that has to be like so draining. And then you probably get home at 2 a.m, and then you wake up like at 8 or 9, and then you have to do it all over again. Because then you got to set up the appointments or the events and what you're going to do. Right back to and let me break it up, the monotony. Let me go at lunch to have a few drinks. Then I go home. Then someone wants to meet up for dinner and have drinks, right? Is that...
Well, yeah, and then also, you know, we are, of course, all a product of our environment. So if you're around people, you know, there was one person I was around, and this person, they would be having a drink at, you know, 11 a.m., 10 a.m. or whatever. What it felt like. And I'm just like
every day or...
Well, just quite a bit, yeah, almost every time. I mean, every time we have a meeting, it'd be gorging ourselves, and it's just like, I'm just no more. Like, I don't want to have a drink at 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m. or whatever. Like, I just want to have like maybe coffee. Maybe.
Some people we know when They wouldn't agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
But hey, to each their own. Like I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a drink. I don't know if I'd want one at 11 in the morning. This is not for me. Like I even get kind of skittish if I have a Diet Coke early, but I still love it. I'll probably do that before a drink any day. But again, everybody's different, man. Some people like to come home and have a drink when they come home from the day. I'm not that guy. I have wine bottles that, I mean, people buy wine bottles to drink. Mine, same 4 or 5 that are underneath my sink right now, I've had them for about 3 or 4 years. I've had other wine bottles, but like, it's rare that I drink them. I feel like it's a relationship thing. Like, I feel like, don't you, to a sense, like, you don't want to drink red wine by yourself all the time. At least as a man, I don't know. I just feel like it's like when you're with a woman, like, hey, babe, let's get some wine. I'm like, fuck it, all right, we'll get some wine. You know, it's not like, hey, Christian, you want to get some red wine? Yeah, that's kind of not what I want to do. So, you know, it's like more manly. Hey, you want to get a Coors Light, or hey, you want to get a Tito's, or like, you know, it's like a man drink. I don't know. He always wants to get those when we go to Yard House. Christian likes to get the long yard drink so he can hold it with 2 hands. But
Right. You know, people are actually going to believe that. Actually, what I've been doing,
oh man, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what I've been doing is I don't even know what those are.
That's what's called Yard House. They're yard. The long things that they. I'll
see.
be at
Got
Yard
it.
House, and I love Yard House. It's cool. You know, it's great. I just don't understand as a man, why are you gonna get a drink that's this big and you're gonna hold it like this?
Yeah, that's
Just get there's a 16 ounce and a 24 ounce. The 24 ounce pretty much almost fills the whole thing. They told me that at Yard House. I'm there. I'm like, that's I don't want to say it's, you know, gay or anything, but it's gay. You know, like, don't do that. You know, that's just, you know, and I have no shots fired to, you know, the people out there that are that prescribe to that.
looking for the button to
Yeah, I
hit.
know. We just the same thing. It's too small to read because it says it right there. I'm just like, I'm blind.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, yeah, like, I'm joking aside, but yeah, I think it's kind of for a man, like, you know, just it's like a sippy cup. It's like, dude, just grab a beer cup and drink like a man. You know, obviously, if you grab a wine glass, you know, for wine, it's a little different. Again, if you're with your wife, your girlfriend, a significant other, or your night person for that evening, like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. But like when I go, I get the Tito's on the rocks, the lemon and lime. The key though, so it doesn't taste so like strong, lemon and lime, squeeze all the way, dump them in there, and then just mix it around, and it's not as strong. You know, it kind of takes away that bite. So that's kind of how I do it. Even though I'm not gonna lie, and usually when people give you the straws, like I'll get different straws, or I'll switch it upside down so my fingers aren't. Or my lips aren't touching where they grab with their fingers, you know, and put it in. That's so gross.
Oh yeah.
Like, no, I don't feel like some people will not do it because I've told them not to. I'm like, hey, can you not grab my straw? So what they'll do, they'll get a napkin, which they should do. Grab a napkin, pinch it, and then put it in there.
Well, it's just like when you go to, you know, let's say you're In-N-Out or something, how they leave the tops on. Of the straw,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
For
Yeah,
hygiene,
so like
you know.
so you can take off the top. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean.
But see, when you're drinking, you're not thinking.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, it's the same thing. This is going off on a side note, but you know, like when I go to the gym or when I'm done with the gym, I wipe down my phone, I wipe down my AirPods, and I wipe down my keys, because think about how many people who don't wipe their phones down. They've done a lot of studies, and there is
fecal matter on that thing.
Literally fecal matter. There's all sorts of stuff
Boogers.
that is on the phone that is then tracked into the house, which
Fondue
then
cheese.
spreads everywhere. Fondue cheese.
Fondue cheese.
Fondue cheese.
But-
Okay. Oh my gosh.
For under your nuts was what I'm referring to. But anyways, yeah, like it's disgusting. So for me, what a lot of people I don't see doing, like people probably, I'm the only dude I see do it at the gym. I'll grab about 4 or 5 little wipes and stuff. Every time I grab a dumbbell, I wipe this is in my mind. I know you guys probably think I'm weird. I use my right hand. You know, I'm right-handed, so so you just started smirking, dude. Come on, man. See this guy? Can't even be having an adult conversation. So immature. Anyways, I'm a switcheroo. But when I when I go to the gym, I wipe off both of the dumbbells because no one ever wipes that stuff down. People are constantly
No, you're right.
people are constantly touching them. And so for me, again, this is just my logic in my head. People don't really pay, like when I tell my sons, don't like touch your nose, your eyes, your mouth, wash your hands first. And then if you do this, right? A lot of people do that. I do that. So in my mind, if I'm at the gym, and this is not a lot of thinking where it hurts my brain because people are like, gosh, that's like overthinking everything. Grab the left, clean it really, really good because I'm gonna grab it with my left, right? And then I keep the rag in my hand and grab the right. And then I work out and I put it back. So I'm only worried about one because I never technically touched.
So you leave the wipe in your hand? Is it? Oh, wow.
And it never slips, it never nothing. I grab the dumbbell, clean the left one really good, wipe down the other one just real quick because I'm gonna hold it. And then I go, put it back, boom, grab another wipe when I'm doing another set. So if I grab 30 and I go to the 35s and I go to the 4, I do the same thing each time.
How long have you been working for Lysol for?
That's not even the Lysol wipes. These guys get cheap towels and just squirt crap on there. Like, it's garbage.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not even legit. And then sometimes it'll be really dry when you grab them sometimes, or they're so silky when you grab them. It's like, it's like everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a sound to that or I would have done it. But anyways, yeah, so I have to like squeeze all the stuff out. And but people are dirty at the gym. Dude, I'll be seeing people picking their butt in like their nose and like, man, they're trying to do a triple threat and then maybe it's their balls, dude, or if it's a girl. I always see girls pick their butt. Like, it's disgusting.
Legit pick their butt.
Yeah, because of course, usually they're wearing a G-string or a thong. I mean, I can honestly say I've never worn one, but maybe, I don't know. But
This guy.
so there's something in your culo, man. Like, you need to get that thing out. So of course, I would assume they would like pull it out, but it's pretty gross. I'll be doing calf raises for those who don't go to the gym because you're just huge. If you're in the gym, it's like there's sitting calf raises, and then the squat machine of all places in front of you. I'm like, and you know what I'm talking about at the Nice and Shepherd and that GB3, and I always look down if they're not attractive, and I look up if they are. No. But like they're always in front of me. It's just kind of weird. I'm like, I'll do my sets and I just feel like someone's burning a hole through my head because there's the mirror in front of them and you can see me behind them. And so I'm like, okay, like, yes, I
probably Bill Cosby.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, okay, look, if it's like attractive woman, like I'm probably going to stare for real quick and then look away. But there's this guy at the gym, and I hope you're watching this because you're freaking weird, dude. He's the guy that flexes his tricep. I don't know if you ever seen him. He has a cutoff. He's like kind of top heavy. Like he's kind of a decent sized dude. He always wears like a red shirt or black pants. And I know if anybody watches know what I'm talking about. This dude always flexing his tricep. He's always and he's walking around. He's been around for years. Looks the damn same. So I guess that's not a bad thing.
He's like in his 40s or something.
He would have to be in his late 30s, early 40s. I can't tell. You know,
Jersey Shore kind of vibe, or
no. It's just I don't know. It's just a little weird. You know, and it looks like he might be older, he's just trying to look younger, but it just always bugs me because this dude would be like this. Just an obvious stare at women. Like when I was with my ex-girlfriend, he would like stare at her. And one time I was like, dude, what the fuck are you looking at? I couldn't take it no more. I'm like, it's pretty obvious, like at this point. And then I walked by and said something, and he just ghosted me like he didn't hear me. He had no headphones on either. Like, because it's like embarrassing, bro. It's like, look, we're men. You're gonna look. It's okay to look. But when you're like an exorcist fucking 180, like why like you know what I mean? Have a little respect, you know, for women. Like I know this sounds weird and you guys won't believe me, but I purposely try my best not to look like that because man, if that was my girl, and there's been dudes that'll work out with their girl in front of me when I'm doing the calf raises and staring at me while the girl does the squats. I'm like, okay, you're defending her with your eyes or what? Like, I mean, I'm gonna look, bro. Like, yeah, she has a fat OA, you know what I mean? Like, but should have never brought her to the gym. I'm gonna look. That's why when I was with my ex, she wasn't ugly. People are gonna look. Kind of segue into girls and stuff. I feel like if ain't no one looking at my girl, I did something wrong. I mean, you busted in all sorts of ways. You're right. Like you're probably attractive if they're looking. Well, kudos to me. Look all you want. You can even might be like, man, she looks good, and you're like, that makes me feel good. I'm not that jealous type of guy. Now, don't touch her. Now, don't be like trying to get her number in front of me. That just means I'm weak. Like,
How would you handle that?
so the only time anything's ever happened is when I'd go to the restroom, and I know you fellas know what I'm talking about. You know, there's dudes at the club too, or I was at Yard House. I've been at Yard House with a few girls over the years, and like, I would leave the bar. I already know what guys are around, so I'm like, I know something's gonna happen. This is where, fellas, this is up to you. If she's a real woman or a real one, go to the restroom, come back. If dudes are talking to her and she's talking to them, I would just walk away. Let her, you guys can have them. Just tell me how my wiener tastes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. You know, at the end of the day, I don't care. So, but I've had a girl one time. I went over there, man. There was 5 dudes talking to her. I knew one of them. I used to, I don't know, long story. So I knew one of them, but he didn't know I was there. You know, I didn't even know those guys were there. And, you know, long story short, I seen him, and I didn't say nothing at first. You know, I didn't say anything at first, and I just kind of like let it happen. And dude, they were talking about, oh, what's your ethnicity? You know, blah, blah, what are you this, what are you that? I'm like, she's full blown, just giving them all the, you know, her whole life story. I'm like, after a couple of minutes, I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, hey. And the guys are, oh, my bad, bro. I'm like, it's all good, dude. And the guy knew me. He didn't even say anything to me. He just like walked away. Never talked to her after that. She gave like, I'm like, why? Like, who are those? She's like, oh, I don't know. I was like, then why are you talking to them? Just giving them, like, they asked me, like, you know, how old I was and, you know, my ethnicity. I'm like, see, you're the fact that you're entertaining that gives open invite. And that's disrespectful to me. You know, I'm not your man, but, you know, maybe one day that can be a possibility. But now all you did was crap all over that. So, you know, I don't foresee that happening. So that, I let it go, right? That's the worst it gets for me. But if someone see me with a girl, and it's happened like a couple times, like out in the club, they'll like literally, I'll never forget when my son's mom, believe it or not, I was out. This dude was talking the whole time. I was like, all right, I told her, watch these dudes and come talk to you when I leave. Sure enough, when I come back, he just started walking away from her. Guys are an opportunist, man. And I'm just like, but see, I was in my early 20s. Now, because this was years ago, now no one ever, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem, dude. Like, people don't, even when I was in my ex, there's not all these guys that always come up to her. They would try to do like go slip in her DMs type thing, not in front of me. Because if it happened in front of me, then obviously, you know, someone's going to get hurt, I'm sure, and it's not me. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be really disrespectful for someone like getting at my girlfriend or the girl I'm with in front of me. They have to know or smell that you're such a beta person. Like, you're a weak dude. And you can tell. You can see people and be like, oh, man, this dude's reeking of just being a super soft guy. And so guys will prey on that. That's just an automatic. I would never do that. If I see a pretty girl and I'm talking to her and I didn't know she had a boyfriend, that's different because I don't know. Especially if she doesn't tell me. And that's happened where I didn't know she had a man or a husband. You know what I mean? That's happened. You know, so that's not my fault. But yeah, I mean, what would you do if like a guy was getting at your girlfriend in front of you? What would you do?
You know exactly what I would do.
Call up his boyfriend? No. What would you do?
I don't have to stop think about that. I mean,
has it ever happened to you?
Has it ever happened to me? I've never had it happen in person. I believe I've had people like reach out DM when I was in a relationship, and then there was one time, I'm talking about my ex.
What do you mean they reached out and DM'd you? Like the guy DM'd you?
No, DM'd her. Like
DM'd
got
her
it. on social or what have you. And then there was one time where she was on vacation. This is my ex, or not vacation. She was on like a work trip or what have you. And then you know, at some point when she came back and we were just in conversation or such, or maybe this was a few months later when she came back or what have you. But long story short, she said some guy went up to her and they were talking and made a move and kissed her. And
Whoa.
Then, and then like on the lips or what have you. And
man, she lied to my boy.
And then her response, and then I said, well, what would Jesus
I
haven't thought of this, and this has been like five years or so, but it's like, how did that even precipitate?
Get to that point.
How did that means that there was something there that was inviting or the allowing. And then when she said, when she told him that she's in a relationship, he felt bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. And
dudes just don't come up and kiss a girl. There had to be a lot of lead up to that for a guy to, even if it was like 30 seconds, I think you're cute. You know, blah blah blah. Get closer. You have to. You can't be from a crazy distance. She allowed something to happen. She allowed that entrance, and she probably enjoyed it. She probably lied to you, dude. I was keeping a buck. Like, that's so bullshit. That's messed up. Like,
You know, there are a lot of things from that.
like when you think in
relationship that-
retrospect, like,
yeah, a lot of things like there. You know, she had a lot. She had a lot of guy friends,
yeah, that's a
and
big ass red
and-
flag.
And I just remember just like how I always thought like that was so inappropriate.
Now, would she go on lunches all the time with guys? Would she hang out with guys that all by herself?
Yeah, I believe so. Here and there.
Bro,
Well, hold on here. I have to stop and think about
they
it.
were clapping cheeks. I'm sorry, bro. Like, for
That's the
them,
wrong one.
for them,
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
for you is
yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm looking at
pretty
the-
much, man.
Yeah, just little things. You know, that was like my first relationship, and
You're like, that was my last one.
yeah, no joke. Yeah, no joke. I'm waiting for the robots to be rolled out here. I'm joking.
The AI. You know what's
AI.
funny? I say this, I shouldn't say respectfully. Just over the girls, women I've met over the years, some weren't ready, you know, because they're too mature. Some, you know, didn't have some of the physical features I wanted. And I'm just being completely transparent. And I always told Amadeo, I was like, I just need to get a Build-A-Bee. You know what I mean? He can fill in the B all you guys want. So it's like, AI is going to be doing that soon. So you're like, I wish I can put this girl into this girl and mesh a little this. Oh, I like the way she does her makeup. I like her toes, but I like her boobs. And she has a better butt. Like, I just want to build them and put them together. Me, I'm sure they want to do the same thing with me. Get me taller and, you know, I don't know, maybe darker. I don't know. But, like, at the end of the day, like, everybody has their preference. But, like, what is so funny because you're like, yeah, that was like my first relationship and my last relationship.
Yeah. Well, you know,
How old were you?
I was I was in my mid-20s.
So that was your first real relationship?
Yes.
So now, what did you do before that?
Was never in a relationship.
He just had lefty and righty.
This guy.
You gotta do the switcheroo. Ah. But anyways, that's crazy. Yeah, I've only had 3 girlfriends in my life. That's it. Like I mean, yeah, I had like in high school, I lied. Well, do you count junior high and high school like if they were like 8th and 9th? I don't really count that. So high school I had one for sure. 2 years, it was like 16 and 18, and the other one was my son's mom. I met her when I was when I was 21. That was off and on for 8 years. Single for 3, met my ex we're together for like a year and a half. Then I've been single now for December, I guess would technically be where it's officially over 3 years. So I've been single for 2 years, 2.5 years. You know, and I met some really nice people though. You know, it's cool when you meet someone really kind, and even though it didn't work out, it just gave you hope that there's really good people out there that will eventually care about you. You know what I mean? That's why like I'd like to be optimistic for Christian because he's like anti getting with anybody. Like, and I'm not even trying to put your business out there like that, but I'm going to.
No, I have been. I'm very.
You just haven't met the right person. I'll tell you what. If you saw a beautiful woman, just look. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You have to be attracted. Right, automatically, if you see something beautiful, you're gonna be like, oh wow, she's pretty. And if she came and you guys entertained in the conversation and it was great, and you just were talking for hours, that's usually when you know you have a connection. At least a little something was sparked. Piqued your interest. Say, I want to have coffee. You know, soon. Just let me know. Oh, and then usually they'll be like, well, would you rather have a drink? I'm like, well, yeah, I just said coffee because it's like more subtle. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't even drink coffee. But
Is this business or pleasure?
it can both. And joking aside, you know, that's when you know you have like a good, you know, rapport with someone. You have these long conversations. But, you know, I'm kind of the same way. I it's hard to know what's up and down, what's real, dude. You know, because I've said this before, I think, on this podcast. I don't know. I have to start kind of remembering some of the stuff I say. But there's like that unspoken rule. You know, people are going to talk to different people at one time. And not like be with 3 or 4 different people. But, you know, say there's 3 girls that text you. Not every day or anything, but once in a while or once every week or 2 or whatever, or once a week. Well, just like the other ones. Well, there might be one that I actually really like her. You know, I really like the direction it's going. And then the other two just start fading away, and you just eventually they get the hint. You know, and that's kind of what happens. I don't know if you do that, but 90+% of people in the world do that, and just but no one talks about it. And it's hard to just be like, oh, I just see one girl that's kind of cute. You're gonna text other people too, not anything crazy, but just, hey, what are you up to? Oh, that's cool. Oh, we're gonna go so and so. You want to meet up with your friends and have a drink, and we're having a cocktail or whatever, right? You know that, and so then you will do it. But it's just hard to find a really good person that hits all those boxes. Really hard, you know. Believes in God. That's really big for me to have the faith and just be understanding. You don't have to come from the perfect family because no one does. It'd be nice if their parents were still together because then they have the understanding of what togetherness is, a family.
What a commitment is.
What a commitment is, and not because they have to, but because they got together because they knew they can see a future with each other. They didn't just get married after 30 days. Technically, my parents did. After 30 days of knowing each other, oh, marry me. But, you know, they didn't have social media to see like 30 different boobies and butt cheeks every day, you know what I mean? For my dad and my mom didn't see all these guys in Speedos and, you know, firefighter half naked guys. Like, it's such a weird thing. And that's a whole nother podcast, you know, and we've talked about that. So, but back to what I was saying, it's like, you know, it's kind of hard, man, like to just, and we've talked about it today. I'm not going to talk about what I've discussed with Christian and stuff, but like, it's just hard, man. Sometimes it's just like, man, I don't know, dude. You know, so, you know, with Christian, you know, I give him a hard time, but you know, he's kind of doing the right things, he's focusing on him, which I am too, but he's just more on the nope. But I feel like if the right woman came along, it would definitely sway him a little bit. Like, okay, I'll entertain this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So it's not like you're cutting it off.
Yeah. I just don't go out of my way.
Right, as you shouldn't.
Yeah. And then again, part of it is, you know, when you see somebody, it's very easy either for one party or the other to catch feelings or right. And then, you know, even though this person isn't the ideal fit, then there's an emotional connection. Then you kind of feel, and then next thing you know, you're in a relationship, you're in a committed relationship, and you're like, okay, how did this get this here? And it's just, or then someone, you know, there's hurt feelings. And so I just have kind of taken a stance on, okay, just, I want to get to where I want to be in life. And then once I'm there, then I will entertain the notion after, you know, careful vetting and setting expectations, which I think is very underrated. And I'm not saying it's easy to do either, to set expectations up front. I get it.
100%. I think it's huge to set up expectations of things, and I've done that. Like, I do that now. Like, okay, great, you look good, but that's nice, but there has to be more. There has to be more, and things take time. And I think that's another thing. And we mentioned that about how this younger generation wants, you know, quick validation of things. No one wants to wait. It's not waiting, but just it's okay to take 3 or 4 or 5 months to get to know someone. It's not that long. You know what's a long time? 10, 20, 30 years. That's a long time being with the wrong person. A total of 2 people I was with that I took serious after our 21 till 32 or 33, I forgot. I can't get 10 years of my life back. 10 years of being in a relationship. So my focus now is myself, my sons, my peace of mind, my work and everything, and to make sure I dial in and tighten every, you know, bolt and screw, whatever, to make sure I want what I want. My needs and wants are pretty much the damn same now. What I need is what I want. What I want is what I need. It's the same thing to me. You know, I know that it's separate with people. Oh, well, what do you want? No, what do you really need? The same. I want a beautiful woman who loves the Lord, who comes from a good background, who has great work ethic, and who, if they have kids, a great mom. If they don't, will be a good a mother figure to my children. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I don't need some super hoe, you know. And and I won't be too long. You know, we'll be closing, you know, in the next minute. I don't care too much about the past too much, you know, unless you have like crazy felony records and it's gonna mess things up. But like, if you did a lot in the back in the day, that's your business. I had a girl ask me one time if she used to do porn like 5 years ago, but she did it for like a year or something, would you still be with her? I was like, it depends on who she is now. Maybe she was in a bad spot and she loves the Lord now and she's so just about that and she's making 6 figures and she has a beautiful home and she has no kids. Absolutely. Dude, I was around gangs that did drugs like when I was younger. So I would hope people would accept me from now, not when I was 16 to 18. That'd be stupid, right? So I'm one to let someone explain who they are, how they are, and where they're trying to go. I want to hear who they are now. And then, of course, I would like to know if they have, which unfortunately happened in my past relationship, they didn't tell me a lot about their personal mental health. That's important. So, yeah, so I don't really judge too many people based off like, oh, your parents were in gangs or you came from poverty. And dude, there's some beautiful women who are amazing moms and has amazing work ethic that come from the dirt, that come from the slums. I would never judge anybody like that, man. I think that's so wrong. There's people that come from billion-dollar homes that are piles of crap, dude. They're morally bad people. And I know you would agree with that because you've been around that type of stuff longer than I have. You know what I mean? Or you've seen it all. So you can understand, like, yeah, like it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter where you come from. As long as you just have a good heart and you're going in a positive direction, you get to a certain age where you know right from wrong. So you can't use that excuse, boo-hoo. Go get some help, some mental health for a few months or a year. Get yourself together, get your shit together, and then maybe you can start dating. And that's another thing. Like, before you start dating people or get to know people, make sure that you're mentally happy, you're mentally sound, and don't put on your burdens to other people. Make sure you got your shit together. And if you don't, make sure you pre-warn that person. So that's their fault if they get involved with you. You tell them you have all these issues going on, they want to be a part of it, you want to come along with the ride and rock with me? Well, for one, you're crazy. But two, thank you. I appreciate you rocking with me when I'm on my hard times. That does say a little bit about someone that, like, hey, I see the potential in you. I'll roll with you. That's heavy. Because I've told that to people and they've rocked with me. So, I give them a lot of respect and I appreciate it. But just on closing, you have anything to say? I know I kind of took that away, but you have anything kind of rebuttal off what I was saying?
I thought you made a lot of great points that, I feel will resonate with the audience.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you are geographically. The same things are germane to everybody. And, I just throwing it out there, I think it's so important that, and I feel like a lot of people, they're not happy with just being by themselves or doing their thing. So they're hoping that they're going to find that sustenance, if you will,
to fill that void
with that other person. And by and large, people don't oftentimes live up fully to our expectations. And I think it's important to kind of go within reason. Like, a relationship is definite. It takes two to tango, right? You don't want to be playing a game of tennis and you're hitting the ball and then they don't hit the ball and then you're running the other side of the court and you hit the ball back at yourself.
You're doing everything yourself.
Run to the back of the court and hit the ball.
They're not meeting you halfway with shit.
Yeah, but there is an element of like giving without the expectation of return and so on and so forth. And obviously there's a balance there, but it's kind of funny because relationships is something that can get hairy. And I don't know if I feel comfortable like going into the weeds on it, but then again, it is important. Actually, whenever we've done polls and stuff, that's been one of the hottest topics people want to talk about because I was born in the 90s, so I wasn't around in the 70s, 80s, 50s, 40s, but I was in a very different time. And I was telling with him earlier here that sure, you had people, cheating or doing nefarious things and throughout millennia, throughout history, but today, by and large, the culture has become very sexualized, and I think social media is a double-edged sword, and on the side that can cut you, so to speak. You have promiscuity, you have things that are so abundant, and people cycle through people like they're clothing, kind of in a sense, and people wonder why. You look at like demographers look at why family formation is delayed. Like, why are people not having families? Why I believe the study was 45% of adults single. All these things, and this is also a product of the affluence that we enjoy, whether you are very wealthy or you haven't a pot to pee in and a window to throw it out. There is affluence in the sense that you have all of your needs met. We're not being displaced because of a war zone or something crazy like what's going on over in Israel and Hezbollah and all that stuff. So we're very blessed. But I think, again, I say this and I try to be optimistic, but I believe there will be some type of a reset. I believe that will be a product of something economic in nature, and just like a pendulum, right now we're kind of on one far end of the spectrum with kind of how society and culture is, and I still think this is the greatest time to be alive thus far in history. that being said, the pendulum will eventually shift back, and there'll be a push towards more of a conservatism. When I mean conservatism, I don't mean like politically conservatism. I mean like more of like traditional values, just sort of things of that nature, and relationships specifically. The
Right.
traditional people want to stick with a person, not like, oh, I'm bored, I'm tired. I'm sure we've all
that's
seen.
usually what
we've
happens,
all
you know?
all seen people like that, right? They get married, and this is what I love it. Whenever people say it, and some people might give me hatred for it, but people say, in their vows, or they'll say like, on a bachelorette party or whatever, or what, you'll see stuff on social media where it's like, I'm gonna love you forever to the end of time, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, total bullshit. Like, yeah, like put a little asterisk.
Love.
Yeah, put like a little asterisk in there and a little footnote at the bottom of the page
Right.
that says, I will love you forever and ever and ever, so long as, you continue to satisfy and do X, Y, the following. And it's just almost become like a joke. And,
Yeah.
it
lasts for a couple years and then
and who knows? I mean, how do you know in your 20s or 30s or hell at any age what forever is? I mean,
Exactly.
people change.
People change. That's why you got to really be locked in with that person and take your time. Take your time of getting to know people. You don't have to be like a month or two and all right, let's be together. Take your time. Just go with the flow. And I know it's a little harder for the people that are older, maybe in their mid 40s, 50s, 60s. Like time's are ticking, but I wouldn't rush that still, even then, like myself a good 20 years after that. And you might meet someone in a year. I would just take my time. But I know we kind of scattered everywhere, which was completely fine with me. But, on closing, once again, I just appreciate all the feedback or any feedback we get. If you haven't, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also hit up our Instagram, Bronson Christian Talk on the IG, and then on Spotify as well. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. And on closing, we hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll be seeing you guys soon.
Take care, guys. All the best to you.